welcome back to my channel. I am in my Christmas corner, which means this is a very fun, just because bonus video. This one is not Christmas themed, but I thought it'd be really fun. I had this as a video request and I was like, that would actually be so fun to share 15 random facts you probably don't know about me. I don't think I've mentioned any of these on the internet before, so it might be interesting, funny, embarrassing, and or relatable, but this is just gonna be a quick just because bonus video. Since I'm not doing Vlogmas, I'm trying to just sprinkle in some fun little bonus videos, even if I don't think they're gonna perform well like this one. It's just for fun to give you guys extra content while you're hopefully taking off some time to enjoy the holiday season, staying home, staying safe, watching YouTube. So without further ado, this is 15 facts about me that you probably didn't know. First, I had MRSA twice as a kid. If you don't know, MRSA is a staph infection, which I had staph, oh gosh, 4 or 5 times. But it's not just a regular staph infection, it's essentially a very serious staph infection that typically causes people to lose limbs and or die. And I had it twice. Doctors say I have what is called a staph host body, meaning it's not contagious, but staph infections live on my skin at a higher rate than most people, or the staph, whatever. So bug bites, small cuts, everything like that would typically get a staph infection when I was a kid. Took way too many antibiotics. Next, to this day, I hate shrimp, and I actually said this in an unboxing video, but I don't know if it's come out yet or not. So at this moment, it's never been said on the internet, but I got food poisoning from popcorn shrimp from Joe's Crab Shack when I was 5, and it was the most violently I had thrown up in my whole life for days. And to this day, as a 23-year-old, I hate shrimp. I will eat it occasionally when it's like in something that it's the only thing I can have at a restaurant or whatever, but I don't enjoy it. They're kind of gross. Texture's disgusting. It's basically the only food that I hate. I graduated college summa cum laude and on the dean's list, and early. But I didn't really care that much about college, so I don't really talk about it very often. My notes app is probably my most used app on my phone. In fact, I'm on it right now. I write down all of my to-dos. I brain dump every single thing I can on there. I plan out videos. I've been planning out this video for a couple days. Just as a new fact pops in my mind, I'll write it down on there, and I literally probably open my notes app 40 times a day, not over exaggerating. So a lot of these facts are from my childhood because you know basically everything about me, or I share basically everything about me currently on the internet. But when I was a child, for years, I would refuse to eat anything that was artificially colored purple. I hated the color purple. I think it started when I had to wear this hideous purple colored rain jacket that I hated and I did not want to wear it. And then I associated it with hating artificial grape flavoring. To this day, I still don't really love artificial grape flavoring, but I love grapes. But I assumed everything artificially colored purple, even purple Fruit Loops, would be grape flavored, and I would not eat them. My favorite show as a kid was Zoom. I loved watching PBS. My parents were very strict about TV growing up. We were only allowed to watch one educational TV show a day for 30 minutes or an hour or however long that was, but no more than that. We weren't allowed to watch a ton of things. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch Arthur. My mom thought he was sassy. But then more practical things like SpongeBob when I was older, wasn't allowed to watch that. iCarly, my mom thought that her voice was annoying, so I wasn't allowed to watch that. I love my mom. She was very strict, which is hopefully why I turned out to be a decent human. This fact is probably starting about my sophomore year in high school, so maybe age like 15, 16 is when I knew I did not want to get my degree in acting. I knew it wasn't right for me. I knew with that degree you could only be an actor or a teacher really, and I decided I would rather learn hands-on than in college, and I would rather get my degree in something else. But actually, looking back, I kind of regret getting my degree in nutrition because that's also not very applicable. I practically wish I got it in business or marketing and advertising, but if I were to go just for something fun, I wish I got it in psychology, because psychology was by far my favorite classes. I took, I think, 3 psychology classes in college. It's by far my favorite classes I took. My parents put me in swim lessons starting at 12 months. Basically an infant. But it was good because we had a pool in our backyard and they wanted me to at least be able to learn how to roll over onto my back if I ever fell in the pool without them noticing. Here's a fun one. One year for Halloween, my parents went around to every house in our neighborhood and dropped off a live fish for me to go pick up. This was the year that, I don't even know if I've talked about this really, because since then I've had much more serious health problems come out. But when I was young, I went through a lot of testing for what we now know the primary cause was celiac. But at the time I tested positive for lactose intolerant, which we basically all are, and fructose intolerant, so I did not eat any sugar for a couple of years. I now have sugar, as you guys know, because there's so many things I can't have that are much more serious, like celiac and allergies. But that year was the first year I didn't have any Halloween candy, and I had just gotten a fish tank. And so my parents dropped little live fish in bags at all the neighbors for me to go pick up with all the other kids when we went trick-or-treating. I talked in complete sentences before I was 18 months old. The story that my mom always tells me, it was in October, so I was born in March, so I was probably 19 months old for this story, but my mom dressed me up as a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween one year when I was, I guess, 19 months old, and her and all the parents were, you know, talking, and I was with all the other babies, and I came up to her and I said, "Mama, my pumpkin suit's too tight." And all the other moms were like, "Isn't she like 19 months?" That was a story that I was told a lot, but yes, I have been talking for far too long, which is why I like talking on the internet now. Guess I use my strengths. I did competitive swim team for quite a few years. I guess it started with the swim lessons, but all throughout elementary school, basically, I did competitive swim team. I did a summer league every single summer called the Boerne Barracudas, but then I also did like a, what do they even call that? The competitive leagues that are year-round. I did that. And I was terrible. I hated it. I hate sports. I hate athletic things. But I actually, even though butterfly was my least favorite event to compete in, compared to my peers, it was what I was strongest at. And so I would actually occasionally do okay at meets, and they would always put me in butterfly. I hated it. I order my burgers with ketchup, pickles, and onions only, and I have ordered it that way for my whole life. My two nicknames with my family, I have one for my dad's side of the family and one for my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family calls me Mickle Pickle. I don't know how it started. I do love pickles. Pickles are one of my favorite snacks, but then it got shortened to Pickle, and now they usually just call me Pick. They say, "Hey, Pick." It's just my name. I don't even think about it anymore. And then on my dad's side of the family, when I was 18 months and talking in full sentences, I referred to myself in third person all the time, and I thought my name was Moco, which I know means snot or boogers or something in Spanish, but I would always say like, "Moco is hungry, Moco wants milk, Moco whatever." So my grandparents on that side of the family still call me Moco. So I'm called snot or boogers or whatever. Fact number 14 is I really love tap dancing so much. I haven't done tap dancing since we moved to Pasadena because the studio that I would dance at was on the west side. Once we're allowed to, I actually, one of my goals for 2021 is to take back up tap dancing classes. It is by far my favorite. I grew up dancing, ballet, tap, jazz, all of it. To be honest, I wasn't really good at any of them except for tap. I'm not a very graceful person, but I am a very rhythmic person. So I liked tap because it is just kind of like, you don't have to be all graceful and light. You just have to be rhythmic. And I loved it. It's like drumming with your feet, and it's so fun. And I still will improvise tap throughout the house, except for, you know, living with neighbors underneath us. I try to be mindful of them, which is hard. And last but not least, this is kind of like a wishful fact. I actually get asked this question a lot since I do have celiac and a ton of different food allergies. If I could eat anything, what would it be? And if you told me, "Hey, Michelle, you're gonna die tonight," I would eat this and I would go out happy. I would have a big plate of biscuits and gravy. It was my favorite thing growing up. I love biscuits and gravy. And then I would, for dessert, have tres leches. That's my favorite cake. I would have it for my birthday every year. Oh, it's like having cake and ice cream in one bite. It's my favorite. It's so good. So those are 15 facts you probably didn't know about me. This is a very short little bonus video. Hopefully it was entertaining and fun. If you clicked on this, you're a real one. Most people probably don't care, but I just thought it would be a fun little concept. Thank you to whoever requested this video. Such a fun idea. Leave any other requests down below because like I said, for December I'm not doing Vlogmas, but I'm kind of just doing like, yeah, whatever, let's do bonus videos kind of thing. I love y'all so much with my absolute whole heart. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.
I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I miss